I don't remember the first night it happened, but I remember the first night I realized it wasn't a dream. I've lived alone for 2 years after my divorce. My house isn't big, just a single-bedroom place in Pennsylvania, near the woods. Quiet, calm, and perfect for pretending I don't feel as lonely as I actually do. But about a month ago, I started waking up at exactly 3:19 a.m. every night. Always the same time, always the same sound. A slow, dragging crawl under my bed. At first, I thought it was mice or a raccoon outside, but the sound wasn't skittering. It wasn't random. It was rhythmic, deliberate. Drag, pause, like someone pulling themselves forward with their elbows. The first few nights, I stayed frozen, pretending I didn't hear it, telling myself sleep paralysis dreams were messing with my senses. But one night, I felt it. My mattress dipped, as if something was pressing upward from underneath. I sat up so fast I nearly fainted. My breath was shallow, shaky. I told myself, it's just the old bed frame. It creaks. It's nothing. But deep down, I knew. I started sleeping on the couch, but the scratching came from under the couch too. That's when the fear became real. One morning, I got on my hands and knees, heart pounding hard enough to hurt, and peeked under the bed. Nothing. Only dust and old shoes. But when I backed out, something scraped the back of my ankle. I yelped and spun around. Nothing. Just emptiness. I checked the skin. A thin, curved scratch. Almost like a long fingernail. I told myself I caught it on the bed frame, but I knew I didn't. That night, I put my phone on record and placed it under the bed. I barely slept. When I woke up, I hesitated before checking the recording. My finger hovered over the play button. A cold sweat ran down my neck, but I pressed it. The first few minutes were silent. Then a sound. A deep inhale. Not human. Followed by a slow dragging motion. Exactly the same rhythm I heard every night. Then, a voice. A whisper so faint I almost missed it. Hi, Lila. My blood turned cold. Lila is my name. I hadn't spoken my name out loud in the room. No one else knew about this. The voice continued. I've been waiting for you. I threw the phone across the room and sobbed until I couldn't breathe. I called my friend Ben the next morning, one of the few people who didn't vanish after the divorce. He listened, worried, but he said exactly what I expected. Sleep paralysis, stress, depression. You need rest. But I wasn't imagining it. I felt it every night. Every breath it took under me. Every time it touched the underside of the mattress. Still, I tried to believe him. And for a few days, nothing happened. Until last Thursday. I came home late from work. Rain pouring. The kind of cold that gets into your bones. The moment I walked into my bedroom, I knew something was wrong. The room smelled different. Stale. Damp. Rotten. Like earth freshly dug up. I turned on the light. My bed was moved. Shifted almost a foot to the side. I didn't move it. Nobody else had a key. The floor underneath had long drag marks, like something had been crawling out and then back under. My knees gave out. I slept in my car that night. The next morning, I drove to my mother's house, thinking I'd stay a few nights. But when I went to grab clothes from my dresser, I noticed something stuffed under my pillow. A photo of me, sleeping, taken from under the bed. I collapsed. I don't remember much after that, just my mother shaking me awake hours later. She kept saying I was talking in my sleep, whispering things like, "Stop holding my legs. Not tonight. I don't want to go under." I told her everything. She didn't believe me. Nobody does. That night, back at home, I locked my bedroom door, pushed a dresser in front of it, and slept with the lights on. At 3:19 a.m., I woke up to the worst sound I have ever heard. A slow exhale from underneath my bed, followed by the whisper, "You blocked the door." But not the bottom. The dragging started. Slow, hungry, excited. I scrambled off the bed and ran to the corner of the room. My phone flashlight flickered. The dragging stopped. Silence. Then, something grabbed my ankle. Thin fingers. Cold. Strong. I screamed and kicked wildly until I broke free. I pulled the bed back with trembling hands and shined the light underneath. And that's when I saw the eyes. Huge. Black. Reflective like oil. Blinking up at me. I screamed again, but as I stepped back, something unimaginable happened. A small face, pale and gray, crawled forward from the shadows. It wasn't a creature. It was a girl. A little girl crawling like a spider, her limbs bending in ways that made my stomach twist. Her voice, raspy and broken, whisper, "You left me there. You forgot me." My pulse stopped. I shook my head aggressively. "I don't know you. I never." But my words died. Around her neck was a bracelet. A tiny wooden bead bracelet. The exact same kind my mother used to make for me. When I was 5. Memories I had buried deep, memories I had forgotten, slammed into me all at once. When I was small, I used to talk to something under my bed. My mother told me it was just an imaginary friend. But one night, I woke up screaming because I said something was pulling me down. My mother moved my bedroom the next day. We never spoke about it again. The girl under the bed whispered, "You promised you'd come back. You promised you'd play." Tears blurred my vision. I wasn't alone. Something had been waiting for me since childhood. I ran. I didn't look back. I left everything, my home, my furniture, my bed, everything. I'm staying at my mother's house now, sleeping on the couch with every light on. But last night, at 3:19 a.m., my mother and I both woke up to the same sound. Drag. Pause. Drag. Pause. Coming from underneath the couch. This morning, I found a note slipped under my pillow. Childlike handwriting. "You can move houses, but you can't move your bed away from me." And on the corner of the paper, smeared in dirt, a tiny wooden bead bracelet. If you want more chilling horror stories, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications before something decides to crawl out from under your bed.